I want to talk about a movie I first watched about 10 years ago, and somehow I keep coming back to it, not because it's comforting or wholesome, but because it really sticks with you. This movie is the ultimate, most brutal cat and mouse story, where revenge doesn't feel satisfying. It just leaves you feeling empty. And honestly, that's what makes this movie so good. Hey guys, I'm Midnight Reels. Welcome to the channel, where I'll be discussing all types of horror and thriller films. And the movie I'm talking about today is
I Saw the Devil.
I Saw the Devil is basically a revenge story, but not the kind that you're used to. There's definitely no happy ending or justice served. It's just two people slowly destroying each other in some of the most heinous ways imaginable. This movie had me hooked from beginning to end, and it basically throws you into the madness immediately. The movie follows a secret agent, Soo Hyun, who's shown to us in the first scene, seeming to be working on a crime already. He gets a phone call from his wife, who tells him her car has a flat. They have this moment on the phone call where he sings to his wife. It's short and brief, but it shows the love connection that they really have for each other. After the phone call, it's not long until things speed up. Soo Hyun's wife unfortunately meets her demise, waiting to get her car fixed. A man offers to help, and she declines. Not happy about that, the man knocks her out and takes her back to his hideout. The first time I saw this, I wasn't expecting it to be much. Just a quick kill, but it's far from that. And in this scene, you find out something horrible that makes this entire thing way worse than it is. She's pregnant, and pleading for her life with no expression on the killer's face, he ends her life anyway. Dismembering her body and cleaning up the scene, you immediately understand the title name. In the next scene, we see a young boy looking alongside a riverbed, where he finds a bag with a woman's ear. Reporting it, it triggers the entire police force to collect evidence to see who the victim was. After searching, a cop finds a woman's severed head, and we know exactly who it is. The chief has an immediate reaction upon finding out who it is. You see, she wasn't only married to a special agent, but her father was the chief of the force. After this incident, our main character is sent to a depression as anyone would be. But it's not long after he decides to take revenge and find his lover's killer. I just wanted to point out real fast, after seeing this movie multiple times, I just realized that our agent is also the same actor who played the main antagonist in Squid Game. It's off topic, but I just thought it was pretty cool. Our agent doesn't wait. He doesn't sit with grief. He doesn't try to move on. The sadness quickly turns into rage, and that's what sets off the chain of events that we're about to witness. He goes straight into hunting, and the way he does it is cold. He gets a list of possible suspects connected to the case, and instead of relying on the police, he handles it himself. One by one, he tracks them down. And these aren't normal interrogations. He beats them in some of the most brutal fashion, breaking bones, pushing them to the edge just to see if they crack. And what's crazy is, you understand it. Because at this point, you're not questioning him. You're rooting for him. After a few interrogations, if you can call them that, he's got one last person he needs to investigate. While investigating Kim Joo, which I'm sorry if I butchered that, he visits his parents' house that don't seem too fond of their own child. His father doesn't seem to care for his own son, telling our agent he doesn't care about anyone but himself and how bad he is, and his own mother doesn't even recognize him in the photo provided by our character, and knows that there's something wrong with him, almost as if something took over her son. We see outside that Kim Joo actually has a son as well. Our protagonist asks the child if he knows where his father lives, and this helps out our agent immensely, as you'll see. After narrowing down the suspects and getting the location of his home, he searches the killer's ramshackle house where he discovers his wife's wedding ring in the drain, confirming his identity as the killer. It's go time. Soo-hyun tracks the killer's bus service as he's supposed to be dropping off schoolgirls to their home, where you can already guess he doesn't really plan on doing that. Well, at least with one of them. We are then showed a disturbing scene where a helpless girl is brought to a greenhouse and is being tortured and harassed by our sick antagonist. And right when he's about to have his way with her, the lights turn on. Our agent standing there staring at his wife's killer. Soo-hyun shows up to give us one of the best scenes in this movie. I was waiting for this moment. After what he's been put through, I wanted to see how he would react, especially being caught in the act that his wife probably had to endure, and it did not disappoint. He doesn't hesitate. He attacks immediately, and it's not a clean fight. It's violent, it's messy, it's personal. You can feel all the rage, all the grief, everything he's been holding in come out all at once. And within minutes, it's over. He wins. He has the man who destroyed his life right in front of him. And that's where the movie does something you don't expect. Instead of ending it, Soo-hyun reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small capsule. It looks insignificant, but it's not. He forces a killer to swallow it. And just like that, he turns his predator into prey. Because inside that capsule is a tracking device. This is where the real cat and mouse game begins. After being let go, the killer crawls out of the greenhouse and eventually flags down a taxi cab, which involves one of the craziest scenes in this film. I mean, just about every scene in this film is pretty nuts, but I think this is one that a lot of people talk about. It's brutal, and it just turns into an insane, bloodbath. After he kills everybody in the taxi, he continues his rampage on other innocent victims around the town. And every time, Soo-hyun shows up to torture him and beat him. But this is kind of where morality takes a turn. Instead of putting the man behind bars or getting him off the streets, he basically turned this into his own game while letting others get hurt in the process. Something that completely goes over his head as he's so blinded with rage, he just doesn't care. I don't want to ruin the brutality of these scenes, but for reference, let's just say it's on par with Hostel and Saw. And it involved the killer's Achilles, if you know what I'm saying. And I actually had to look away at this part. After a few catch and release scenes, we're brought to a random house where a man is seen outside feeding his dogs some type of meat. We soon find out that this is our main killer's friend's house as some sort of safe haven. Inside this beautiful home, it turns out to be a house of horrors, as we see his friend going into the fridge to pull out human meat for dinner. Not much later, Soo-hyun breaks in right before the cannibal kills a woman he was saving for a meal. Soo-hyun easily holding his own against three killers, really showing his cunning skills in fighting to get the upper hand, and leaving with barely a wound. Well, barely a wound. He would still have to go to the hospital to be treated. And it's here where a crucial mistake happens. One of the character's co-workers talks to him about what he's doing and asks about the tracker. And who's in the room with him while they're discussing this? Well, our killer, of course. Beaten half to death, pretending to be asleep, he ended up overhearing everything our agent was doing, and now he knows exactly what's been happening. He's been getting tracked. Knowing now that he has a tracker in him, our killer lets our agent know he's onto him, and will make him regret everything he's put him through. After he gets rid of the tracker, our character is desperate to see where he's at, and decides to pay a visit to the cannibal, asking for information of where he is. Knowing how pissed the killer is, the cannibal lets our agent know he's messed up bad, and he's going to mess his life up more than he already has. And I can't really show what he does to the cannibal, but if you've seen Saw, let's just say he pulls the reverse bear trap on him with his bare hands. Yeah, let that sink in. With this cat and mouse game coming to an end, our killer decides to destroy what's left of our agent. He can't beat him physically, so he goes the psychological route. Showing up to the chief's house, you can guess what happens there. But that's not all. The chief's daughter shows up as well to unfortunately meet her demise. After that, the killer ends up trying to give himself up to the police. He doesn't care about getting caught. It was all about just making sure he could take anything and everything left from an already broken man. Our agent was too late, and the cops finally put our killer away, and the credits roll. Just kidding, this movie is off the freaking wall and can't end that way. Soo-hyun, speeding, scoops him up right as he's about to be taken away by the cops. We get our last moments with our protagonist and the devil himself. Brought back to his home where the murder of his wife happened, come full circle, Soo-hyun is finally ready to kill him, knowing this was pointless because this man cares for no one other than himself. Well, except maybe his son as well. Soo-hyun had one final act to play out, setting up a trap. He baited the killer's family to come see him at his house, but as they were to open the door, it activates a trap that would kill him. Walking away, Soo-hyun hears the family's screams over the headphones he's wearing. With no emotion on his face, he puts them away, and right after breaks down crying, knowing this whole thing was pointless, and he is now left with more pain and more agony as a result of his actions. There's no victory, no satisfaction, no hero shining moment, just sadness and emptiness. And that is I Saw the Devil. A hell of a roller coaster of a movie. There are plenty of revenge stories, but none like this. I really like this one, and I think the message that most people took away from it. Revenge isn't always the best solution. It's fueled by anger, blinding you to the destruction and chaos you can leave behind, much like our character in this film. He had multiple chances to put an end to it, and even got a warning from the chief and the chief's daughter, knowing that he had something to do with this, badgering him just to stop because they knew where this was leading. In the end, our characters left with more agony and heartbreak, showing this whole game was just pointless. There's not many movies that made me feel this type of way after seeing it. But what was your takeaway of this whole movie? And do you think our character was justified in his actions? And if you haven't seen this yet, you definitely have to check it out. It's in my top 10 thrillers for sure. If you guys stuck around until the end, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm Midnight Reels, and until next time, peace.